Hey guys, it's Bowser here. Today I've got a video on blacksmithing, and since I'm a little bit of a noob myself in this, bear with me while I'm getting the awesome stuff. Let's get into it. As with blacksmithing, it's also counting that the leveling gear is quite forgotten. You can make a lot of gold with it just by creating the 111 gear. There's none posted of everything actually, so this is on Device Brotherhood, so yeah, just don't create the helm, the pauldrons, the breastplate, because they're heirloom items. Try to make blues, because you can actually ask about 10k gold for it. It's really easy gold. So definitely make sure you look into that for your server. One of the biggest gold makers for Sandalari crafting you can find under the Mount tab. That is the monolith reinforced chassis. Especially when not all the blacksmiths are focused on making gold, you can actually make a lot of gold with cheap materials. This one you can just buy at the vendor. If you don't have this pattern, just kill Cujo the dog a couple of times and you'll definitely get it. I just did it today, but it didn't drop for me. So more luck to you on this one. There's also something going on with this laystone stuff. They sell quite good, probably because it looks pretty good. On bigger characters this is of course way bigger, but the whole set, if you craft it, you can make a pretty penny with it. So definitely make sure you have that on the auction house. The Corehound harness, I'll show you how you can get the blood of Sanjurus. Pretty easy. If you go over here to these coordinates, 2260, there's a little island in Falshara with a whole lot of seabirds on it. Once you get the enchant Blood Hunter, which you will get from the Warden's Reward, right there. Each of these has a chance to drop these queries, and there's Blood of Sargeras in it. I personally have my character of blacksmithing always over here, so when I do my daily craft, I actually do this routine. That way I can make 1 or 2 steel-bound harnesses a week, and on this server with not too many posts they will sell. Pretty easy. There's not really much else on the Legion artifact stuff that really goes, because yeah, this is just dropping down. This used to be a good selling item, but I don't think so anymore. Maybe I'll get it. Do I have the reputation? Oh, easily. I'll just get this one really soon, because it's just a vendor item. So if we look at Draenor patterns, that is from your garrison, by the way, so these are all fully free to make. Some people actually like to level with these weapons and shields. I don't really get why, because you can just equip your heirloom items, but you can actually increase the item level of it, so you can be a little bit stronger. More DPS output, right? These items still sell. I have experience of actually selling this stuff So definitely keep stuff like this up on the auction house like always. You can make a pet. This you can put in a cage once you've learned it. So I sometimes forget about blacksmithing totally, except doing this farm routine. But these pets go on low populated server for about 5k on my experience, so definitely make them. You just need to do your daily craft and they're completely free. If you look at Pandaren stuff, you can make daily craft. So it's on cooldown. And with this stuff you can make transmog items that sell for a pretty price. Like this. Apparently mine has sold already, so I should make some more of them. Because I used to have one of all of these on the auction house all the time, and they're a couple away. So definitely make sure you make this balanced trillium ingot. There are a couple other things that have a pretty good price on Pandaria blacksmithing, but the materials aren't that cheap also. Over on this server they are, but they don't really sell that great, as you can see. But you can definitely increase your auction house value, like with these items on the auction house, and hope they sell. Some weapon transmogs, people just want them. They sometimes still sell. Look at the point 2. Some people still want them, and the only thing that's a minus, weapons are quite expensive to post, so you have to think about it a little bit. So let's check the unlearned tab for Pandaria. What you want to do when you look for these items is look at the region sale rate and look at the transmog itself, of course. Maybe this will look good on a Tauren, but I would definitely not buy this if I only if I was a collector, but I would also try to make it myself, and it's not super hard. Shields are mostly people want to have for transmog items. You can see it's 0.2, so people actually still want them. This one also. Yeah, and the weapon tab, yeah, absolutely definitely want to check into that, because weapons sell at 0.3. People actually still want to have this stuff. And I think this is also daily craft. You just have to do a dungeon to get the special crafting stuff. So let's see if I can get that pattern. The starting quest item drops on the Isle of Thunder. It has a 28% chance to drop, so if you make your way over to the Throne of Thunder. If you don't know how to get there, there's a quest right close to this flight path you can do. It's a quest that takes about 5 minutes. It will fly you over there, and if you complete it, you get a portal right there to the Throne of Thunder and back. So it's pretty easy. And I just killed him and got the Ignet that begins the quest. So the weapons, the epic weapons that you can actually craft with it, take a little while to do, because you actually have to create that, then that. So let's try to craft some, right? Let's see how it works out. There's a cooldown on this, obviously. I thought so. So in about a month I'll have my first epic weapon up on the auction house. So it takes a really long time. But if you look at the rewards, it's just crazy. 80k, 200k, 200k. I'd love to increase my auction house value with that. And if you look at the weapons, they also look pretty cool. I like this one the most actually. The way you get these patterns is by crafting the blue versions. I just learned them. So I need to craft that, and the discovery will be the other pattern. So they're not quite cheap to make. It costs quite a while to be able to make them. So yeah, good luck on that one. So let's look at Cataclysm. Really easy craft. I don't know if they sell because I've never sold them. And these things, I actually had one of these things up on the auction house all the time, but some have sold and I need to craft some more. You can find patterns for the Elementium and hardened Elementium stuff in Syphilis, weirdly. Right there. Just look for a vendor right there and he'll have a whole bunch of patterns for bars. So make sure you have bars with you as well when you go there. Hardened Elementium and Pyrium bars. Same with the shield. Also from that vendor. Same with these weapons. All from that vendor. And the Unlearned tab of good patterns. These are quite easy to get, these patterns. Just go to the Firelands. That's the Molten Front. The Firelands raid instance. And you can just buy these patterns. If you like to do old raids, definitely do them on your blacksmith. So if you look at this one, this is a 0.01. It will not sell really good. But if you're a human paladin, I can actually get why you would want this one. Blue with wings, right?
I am born of thunder.
But always look at the region sale rate. It says here in TSM. There's a link down below how to get started with it. If it's 0.1, it doesn't really sell that fast. Actually, not really fast at all. So the 0.2 sell sometimes, and the 0.3s, the old 0.3s, sell quite often. Let's say at least once a month, once every 2 weeks. There is, however, on the Unlearned tab of Northland. Ooh, look at that. That's quite expensive. Pretty easy to craft if you have a miner, because these things can be really expensive. And the crafting costs you can probably push down to like 800, 800 each. So these are quite expensive. There is already a blacksmith fully going for every transmog weapon out there, obviously. Because there's one posted, and I will definitely go for some transmog items as well. Because yeah, there's just way too much gold to be made right here in blacksmithing. So let's have a look at the Unlearned tab. 0.25. Quite forgotten recipes. The Ashen Verdict. You need 1 primordial serenite, and you can craft this. Might have to look into that. I'm farming for invincible anyway, so yeah, let's check it out. There's so much good stuff. Blacksmithing is crazy on the transmog items. Then you have the normal blacksmithing that isn't that great. You can make the sulfuron hammer for people, but it isn't quite wanted because you can't transmogrify legendary items onto your weapon, so that's a bit sad. If you have an engineer, you can get the plans for this thing. This is quite good profit on the normal tab of blacksmithing. Super cheap to craft. Not many people can craft them. You need an engineer to get the plans. You can also sell the plans. They are also quite expensive. But there's not really much I actually have on blacksmithing. So let's look at the unknown tab the last time. If it's a wool drop, the pattern, you can just look on the auction house if it's there. Mithril spurs, some people want their character to be a little bit faster, so definitely craft those and put them on the auction house, because the profit is just pretty good. The shield spikes, I don't think they will sell at all anymore. It says they do, so just post them and see what happens. Really, the collectors want these kinds of items, these epic level 60 items. So if you can make them, put them on the auction house. I'm sure they will go, but they are so old right now. The region sale rate is 0.1. You can just see on the unknown tab where the pattern drops. So if you wanna go for some pattern hunting, just look at this tab and good luck on the drops. This is how epic it used to look like on level 60. And with the Arcanite Reaper, that was the total badass thing of back in the day. So yeah, definitely look for vendors like this. Good prices on these items, just a little bit tough to get some dark iron bars for a good price, but the rest is just Arcanite bars are really expensive too. If you have Alchemist, you can craft these yourself. If you have a smelter, you probably be able to get dark iron ore much cheaper than the bars, because the bars you have to smelt in the Blackrock depths, really close to the molten core entrance. It's quite a hassle to get that, and it's quite a hassle to get these. But you can reduce the price so you can make weapons like this. But I'm actually glad I have the pattern for the Pandaria stuff. These items will sell, I hope. They will be in my mailbox openings in about a month. I will start selling them and we'll see what happens. That was it on blacksmithing. I hope you found this information useful. Drop a like if you like it, bang the bell if you want to get notified for more videos in the future, and of course subscribe, and see you in the next one.